Hi and welcome back to the cottage. Today I'm going to be talking about special and sentimental items and discuss whether or not these type of things can fit into a minimalism lifestyle. Before I get started, I do want to let you know that today's video is part of the Mega Motivation collaboration, which is a bonus for all of you watching because a group of us have come together to create content on the same subject matter, but we all approach it in different ways. And so if this is the type of content that you're interested in, there's an entire playlist filled with videos for you to enjoy, and I will have that video playlist linked down below in the description box. And if you are finding my channel for the first time from this playlist, I want to say hi. My name is Angela, and here on my channel I do videos all about simple home and simple living tips, and I'm happy that you're here joining me today. So we're talking all about sentimental items today, and I can say as someone who has been on a minimalist journey for about 5 years now, that minimalism really is a tool that can help a person uncover what is truly valuable in life. And I think that you'd find the same way that I have found that really the best things in life, the most valuable things in life aren't truly things at all. It's the people, it's the memories that we make, it's the moments that we share together. Those are the things that are more valuable. Joshua Fields Millburn and Ryan Nicodemus, who are two pioneers in the modern day minimalist movement, recently wrote a book together called Love People, Use Things. And the concept of the book is that no matter what we choose to surround ourselves with, our belongings, no matter how special we feel that they are, they never will truly compare to personal relationships and memories that we can make. We may mistakenly find ourselves say something along the lines of, "I love my new car," or "Wow, I really love the outfit that you're wearing today." And the authors are just challenging us to reverse that sentiment and to really take a second to think about what we're saying. Not to downplay the usefulness or value of the items that we have in our lives, but to really make sure that our priorities are in line. In fact, being able to curate items that are useful, beautiful, and joy-bringing, I feel is one of the greatest benefits of minimalism. And there's no set rule that says what you can and can't keep, and that you can't have something that's sentimental just because you're a minimalist. I think there is a distorted view of what minimalism is, and people perceive that person that wears all black and carries all of their belongings in a backpack, and surely there's no room in the minimalist lifestyle for items that are there solely for the purpose of sentiment and memory's sake. Of course, this isn't true at all. In fact, I would argue that if someone has taken the time to really evaluate their belongings, as someone does during the process of minimalism, probably the items that they've chosen to keep do hold a lot of value to them. The items that you have today and the items that you value today may change as time goes on. And I heard it referenced once before when somebody compared the journey of minimalism to a child who is using the monkey bars. You need to be able to hold on and also let go. You can't be successful doing only one and not the other. There are times in our lives where we are going to hold on to specific items that are very special and very sentimental, and there may also come a season where those items are no longer valued and you need to be able to let go as well. So then what can you do if you are finding yourself with excess, maybe even feeling a little overwhelmed by all of your belongings, and you're feeling ready to start paring down? I want to caution you that the sentimental special category is probably the most difficult one to tackle because these items have so many memories and emotions attached to them that a lot of times it is difficult for us to detach those emotions from the physical item itself and to make those decisions. And so many decluttering experts will recommend that you first start with some more general categories such as clothing, miscellaneous kitchen items, for example. Work up those decluttering muscles and those decision-making skills, and eventually you will be able to start tackling the more special belongings. When it comes to our belongings, there are only 4 things that we can do with them. We can use them, admire them, store them, or rehome them. So let's talk a little bit about how we can approach our sentimental items with this in mind. First of all, if you have special items that are useful, do your very best to use them. I'm not talking about taking out grandma's fine china and eating dinner from it every single night, or wrapping up in the heirloom quilt that's been passed down in your family from generation to generation, but just finding some times throughout the year, special occasions, special events, where you could actually use these items And this just really gives some extra purpose to these pieces and will bring extra joy into your life. When we built our cottage, we actually had some sentimental items built right into our home, and this just gave new life to these items, and it also allows us opportunities to be able to share about the people we inherited them from. And our kitchen sink is a really great example of this. I have to say that every night that I do dishes here, it does bring a huge smile to my face. Of course, there are some items that are too fragile or delicate to use even on occasion, or you may have some sentimental items that are not useful per se, such as photographs. And for these type of things, I definitely encourage you to find a great way to display them so that they can be admired. We have a small built-in curio style cabinet where I keep some of these type of items, and these items then are protected behind glass, but they are still on display. Another way that we admire some of our sentimental items is with this photo board, and I've mentioned it here on this channel before. We made this decor piece using an old antique window, and the clips allow me to change out the photos more easily. In fact, we hosted my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary party here in our home a while back, and we had a curated selection of photos that we clipped up on this board, and it just was really fun for the guests to reminisce about these photos, and it brought back a lot of fun memories. Shadow boxes can be another really fun way to display sentimental items, and you can think of all kinds of creative and fun ways to really showcase a moment in time. We have one that we made up for the first marathon that Craig and I ran together, and it's just really fun to see all of these mementos all curated in one place. When it comes to storing sentimental items, be sure to store them in a dignified way that will allow you to preserve these memories, and making sure that they are easily accessible so that you can revisit them from time to time. So instead of shoving a bunch of photos into a box and then pushing them into the corner of an attic, perhaps consider making up some photo albums where you can write little notes about what each photo, what's happening in each photo, and just really preserving those memories in a more dignified way. Be careful though not to store too many sentimental items. If there are no guidelines on how much you can keep, you may find yourself saving just about everything. I read a book a few years ago called New Minimalism, and in it the authors describe 4 different types of people, 4 different archetypes, and the reasons why people choose to hold on to items. And the archetype that was called connected was the one that was most in tune with the items because of the memories and the emotions that were attached to them. And so decluttering the sentimental items is especially difficult for that connected type of personality. And the recommendation that they made in the book for that type of person who is having difficulty really paring down the number of sentimental items that they keep was to let one item stand for many. We used this technique recently when my husband's grandma passed away. She was an avid bell collector and she had hundreds of bells, and we were able to choose what we wanted, and we probably could have taken all of the bells if we had asked for them, but we chose one simple brass bell to stand for the many in her bell collection. And even though we knew that all of these bells were special to her, we chose this one to represent our connection to her. And now every time that we see it, every time that we use it, we think of her. And finally, once you have evaluated and gone through all of your sentimental items, there is going to be a group of them that you've decided that you no longer find value in and you're ready to rehome. And this may mean, sadly, that some of those items find their way into the trash can. It may also mean that if you ask friends and family members if you could gift the item to them, they may decline. And I just want to encourage you not to take that personally. Just because an item was special to you doesn't mean that it is special or will be special to somebody else. I did a video recently all about Swedish death cleaning, and it really goes a little bit more in depth on this process of going through our belongings and really determining what we find to be valuable and how to deal with the process of maybe gifting some of these items or releasing some of these items from our lives. So I definitely would encourage you to check out that video. I will have that linked down below as well. The process of going through sentimental items can be very, very difficult, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So while you're going through it, I want you to remember a few key points. Number one, the memories that you have are really built up inside of you. They are not within the item itself. And so if you want to share those memories, if you want to pass them down, you need to be sure to share the story of the item, to share the story of the memory with friends and family. You could tell somebody about it, you could write a note about it, just find a way to share it, because that's the only way that those memories are truly going to live on. Just passing an object from one person to another is not going to really hand down that memory from generation to generation. Number two, keeping too many sentimental items can actually hinder us from being able to fully appreciate and value the things that we have. I've said before on this channel that if everything is special, quote unquote, then nothing truly is. So definitely keep that in mind. And number three, don't feel bad about keeping something that is special to you. Even if everyone around you in your life says that the item is worthless, if you have evaluated your belongings and you have chosen to keep an item for a certain reason, then that decision is yours alone to make, and you can feel confident in that. Well, I hope this video provided you with a little bit of insight into how you can look at and fully evaluate your sentimental items. If this is a subject matter that is interesting to you and you want to learn more, be sure to check out all those other videos in the Mega Motivation playlist, which again is linked down below. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope that you'll stop by the cottage again really soon.